London, British lawmakers defeated Prime Minister Theresa May in a key Brexit vote on Wednesday, December 13, asserting their authority over the EU exit process by demanding a final say on the divorce deal. 11 members of May's Conservative Party joined with opposition lawmakers to inflict the government's first defeat over the flagship EU withdrawal bill, sparking huge cheers in the House of Commons. Ministers had sought to buy off its critics with a last-minute concession, but leading rebel Dominic Grieve, a former Attorney General, had warned, "It's too late." His amendment would require new legislation to implement any divorce deal with Brussels before Britain leaves the EU in March 2019. It passed by 309 votes to 305, with a 12th Conservative MP effectively abstaining by voting in both camps. Victory on Grieve Amendment. Tweeted Keir Starmer, the Labour Party's Brexit spokesman, heralding the courageous Tories who voted with the opposition. The vital role played by Conservative rebels dominated British headlines, described as a humiliating Tory rebellion by The Guardian and mutiny in the Commons by the Daily Telegraph. The Daily Mail went further still, decrying 11 self-consumed malcontents whom it accused of betraying their leader and Brexit voters alike. The government said it was disappointed by the vote, adding, "We will now determine whether further changes are needed to the bill to ensure it fulfills its vital purpose." Hampering smooth Brexit. The defeat was a blow to May the day before EU leaders gather in Brussels to approve the terms of an interim Brexit deal struck last week after months of negotiation. That deal was a rare moment of triumph for the Prime Minister, who has endured a turbulent few months since losing her parliamentary majority in disastrous snap elections in June. MP's success at defeating May in Westminster was described as a good day for democracy by Guy Verhofstadt, the European Parliament's Brexit pointman. British Parliament takes back control. European and British Parliament together will decide on the final agreement. Interests of the citizens will prevail over narrow party politics, he wrote on Twitter. The EU withdrawal bill is intended to formally end Britain's membership of the EU, as well as smooth its exit by transferring thousands of pieces of European legislation onto the UK statute books. It also gives ministers powers to amend the laws as they move across, to address any technical glitches. But MPs objected to the fact that these so-called Henry VIII powers also extend to the implementation of the final deal on the terms of Brexit and a transition. Hours before the vote, Brexit Secretary David Davis promised MPs that no withdrawal agreement would be implemented until a vote in Parliament. Parliament would then be asked to approve a further piece of legislation to implement the deal. But ministers insisted they needed to retain their special powers in the event that this law was not passed in time. That could be at a very late stage in the proceedings, which could mean that we are not able to have the orderly and smooth exit from the European Union that we wish to have, May told MPs earlier. Gina Miller, a campaigner who successfully fought last year for an increased role for MPs in the Brexit process, said after the vote, "Parliamentary sovereignty wins the day.